this video is to demonstrate how to do the one-step curve. So I use this in a lot of my patterns, and it may have different number of stitches in different places, but they're all generally worked the same way. So we're going to start off in this case by doing 12 single crochet. So that's 12. So once you get here, we're not going to chain, we're just going to turn the work around and go straight back into that last stitch that you just made. Then we're going to do another 12 in this case. So that's 12, and that puts us back at where we started. Then we're going to turn, and usually you're going to do one less stitch in this next row, so that in this case that would be 11. Again, straight back into that stitch that you just worked. Okay, so that's 11, and you'll see that we skipped that last of the 12 stitches. So the reason that we do that is because when we're making this curve, we're going to use that stitch as a step to get back down here to curve it around. So put a stitch marker there or whatever you need to do if you have trouble finding it, but that's what that's for, so don't lose that guy. Now we're going to turn, and in this case we're going to go back 10 stitches. Usually it's one less than the previous row. Again, straight back into that stitch you just did. So that's 10. The same thing on this side. We're going to have skipped one of the stitches at the end, so that leaves a step to help us get back up when we're going all the way around. So for the last time across, you're going to go straight back over those stitches that you just made all the way. So I just did 10, so I'm going to do 10 again. Okay, so that's 10 right back across the top. So if you look at it now, we've got 10 stitches across the top and then 2 over here, which make 12, and those are the steps. So to do this round right after we finish that, the first thing we're going to do is go back through this step down here after we complete the 10 back across. And these edge ones can be a little bit difficult to work through, but you want to keep your stitches tight here because otherwise you'll end up with holes. So once we do that, we're going to come all the way back down here to the bottom. Now what I see people do sometimes is they'll go back through this stitch here, but that one's already been worked. So if you need to, it can be helpful to count back from this side to make sure that you're going into the correct stitch, because otherwise you're going to be really confused when you have too many or not enough stitches down here. So we're going to go back into this stitch here. Same thing, keep your stitches tight. And start the, in this case, 12 around down here. So once you get back around to the beginning, you're going to have the step on this other side to go back up. So when you start the next round, where your first stitch is going to be in this skipped stitch right here that's above where you're at. And then you're going to go all the way to the top. Right there. And again, pay attention to which stitch you go into, because sometimes because of the way it looks when you come back up, you can get confused and go into the wrong stitch here. So make sure you're going after that first one into the correct stitch moving forward. So then you're just going to follow the pattern and complete the round all the way back around. Okay, so once you get back to the marker here and you've completed that section, you should have made a curve here. And you can see how this is starting to come around. And after that, you just continue working the pattern as you normally would, or make another curve or whatever it calls for.